So if you remember, the review means to recap, to look at all the rules that we have learned in these past lessons. And if you remember, we were talking about people, introducing ourselves, talking about ourselves, where we come from, what's our name, how old we are, and it's not just ourselves, but maybe about our friends or our family members. So this is the grammar for being able to introduce ourselves. And also we talked about family vocabulary. So we'll look at family vocabulary and being able to talk about percentage. And if you remember possessive adjective, so not the subject, we're going to talk about the possessive adjective, which were words like my, your, his, her, its, and theirs. So let's look at the whole review that we did in these past lessons and the grammar for it. So let's start first. We did the present simple of the verb to be. So remember, this was one very important verb. It's one of the most important verb, the first one that you should learn when you speak English. So this verb to be is a verb. It's an action. It's the same as saying to study, to swim, to like, to play, to dance, to be. Now we're talking about the present, so that means now, in this moment. It's when I'm speaking right now, when I'm giving information, talking about something. So we can make a positive sentence or a statement or an affirmative. They're the same words. And how do I do that? So I start with a subject. Remember, a subject is I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. So this is the person that is doing the action that we want to speak about. So maybe you want to say I. Then we need to use the verb to be. So remember, it is am, is, are in the present. So I am, you are, he, she, it is, we are, they are. Now we use this verb to be when we need to talk about our name. So for example, I am Layla. Our age, I am 38 years old. Location, I am in Adelaide. An adjective, I am kind and nice. Our job or profession, so I am a teacher. Our nationality, so I am Australian. Marital status, I am in a relationship or I am married. The time, it is 6 o'clock. The weather, it is sunny today. Or the continuous verb, I am speaking, I am teaching right now. Remember, the continuous is the verb with the ing. So I am teaching now. Or an emotive verb. Remember, an emotive verb was like the action that had a feeling, like I'm excited, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I'm upset. So that's when we use the verb to be. Am, is, are, depending on the subject. I am, you are, he, she, it is, we are, they are. Okay, so that's how I make a sentence to talk about my name, my age, my location. So anytime you want to talk about these things, you must use this verb. If you're going to say your name, say, I am your name. Your age, I am your age. Okay, now to make a negative sentence, we use the word not. So again, the subject, I, you, he, she, it, we, they. And then the verb to be, so am, is, are. And then not. Okay, so am, is, are. Depends on the subject. And not. So for example, I am not Maria. I am not 20 years old. I am not at home. I am not tall. I am not a lawyer. I am not Brazilian. I am not single. It is not 5 o'clock. It is not cold. I am not relaxing. I am not upset. Okay, it's sentences like that. It's a negative sentence, and we say not, and we say it after the verb to be. Now, we can also ask questions because it's really important to ask someone a question. So you start with the verb, am is are, and then the subject, and then this information. So for example, are you Mario? Are you 30 years old? Are you Argentinian? Are you married? Is it 3 o'clock? Is it hot outside? Okay, so that's how we ask a question. Now we can also ask a question by using the 6 W's: what, why, when, where, who, and which. Or yes, and then we use the verb to be here. And then the subject. So for example, what is your name? Where are you from? Why are you upset? Who are you with? Okay, so it's asking a question using the W's to start your question, and then the verb to be, and then the subject. So you must remember the structure of making these sentences. It has to be exactly in this order. You must follow the structure. If you're making a positive sentence, if you're making a negative sentence, or you're asking a question. Okay, so now we are going to we're going to look at the difference now between a subject and a possessive adjective. So remember, a subject is I, you, he, she, it, we, they, and then a verb. But a possessive adjective is using a different, it's saying my, your, his, her, its, our, their. And then the difference you can see here is that it's a noun, not a verb. So for example, it's like saying my car, your pen, his phone, our home. Okay, so that's when I use a possessive adjective because I'm talking about a noun, an object. But I use a subject when I have an action word like I study, I play, I work. Okay, so the difference between a subject and a possessive adjective. Now we know that we can have a contracted form, and that just means that we can put the subject and the verb together, and it becomes, so not you are, but we can say you're. Okay, so let's have a look at our questions, some questions to practice. Number 1, we have to make it a sentence. So it looks like there's a W. If you see a W, start with the W. So what's your name? Okay, we can see it's got the verb to be is your name. Number 2, and if you want, you can repeat after me. Are you from England? Where are you from? Now, another way to say that, which is very common in English, is what is your background? Or what is your nationality? It's the same question. Where are you from? Like, what is your nationality? What is your background? Are you single or married? Are you a teacher? Okay, so these were questions using the W, like where, what, when, why, or using the verb to be. And we can see they're questions about where you're from, the country, about if you're married or single, and about your job. So remember, with the job, you must put a and then the noun of the job. So are you a teacher? Are you a lawyer? Are you a doctor? Okay, we have a conversation. So person A says, what is his name? Now we can contract it together. It becomes, what's his name? His name. So this becomes, his name's Felipe. Because we want to attach the verb to be. His name is, or we could say his name's Felipe. What's her name? Camilla. Are they from Mexico? No, they aren't. So this one has the verb to be, are, and the negative, not. So no, they are not. But we can connect it. No, they aren't. They're from Brazil. What's Felipe's job? His a conservationist. Remember, that's a job where they work with the land. So he's a conservationist. Is Camilla an explorer? No, she isn't. She's a conservationist too. Okay, we have a conversation. We remember we looked at two people in the lesson before about Derek and his wife, Beverly. So this is just an example. We imagine that they are having a conversation together. So let's have a look at this example by Andres. So Andres created this conversation between Beverly and her husband. So A says, hi, my love. And he says, hi, darling. How are you? I'm good. How about you? Not bad. How is your work? Very good. I have some friends coming for dinner. Oh, great. What are their names? Their names are Tom and Mary. Great. And are they explorers also? No, they aren't. They are lawyers. Okay, so in this conversation, oh, sorry, it continues. Wow. Are they South African? Yes, they are. Okay, so in this conversation, we can see the verb to be. We can also see asking about countries, the names of people, and the verb to be. Make sure you look for that verb to be. So here's another example by Gustavo. So person A says, who are they? That's my sister and her husband. Oh, She looks much younger than him. What are they up to? They are traveling around the world for work. Nice. And what do they do for a living? So that's asking about their job. So you could also say, and what do they do for work or for a living? My sister is an explorer, and her hubby, that means husband, is on the pension. The pension means that retired, like he doesn't work anymore. Where are they now? Now they are in South Africa. Great. Yeah, but I miss my sister a lot. Okay, one more example by Juanita. So she created this conversation again between husband and wife. So, hi, honey. Where are you? Hi, my love. I'm at the elephant sanctuary. Wow, that's great. But are you safe? Yes. Don't worry, my love. I'm with expert caregivers. Oh, okay. I won't worry then. My honey, tell me more about your time with the elephants. Well, it's an incredible and unforgettable experience. Really? Oh, my love, I'm very happy for you. I would like to help out the elephants. I promise to take you next time. That would be amazing. I think we have time. Let's do one more by Brian. So, hey, love, look at this elephant. Yeah, how amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
Take a picture of me with the elephant. Sure. Smile, and I want a photo of us too. Good idea. Put the camera on the tree over there. Okay. The timer is on. Smile. That is such a good photo. Yeah. I'm going to upload it on my website and social medias. Great. You will get so many followers. I know. I love sharing our trips online. Well, that's a part of being a photographer. Okay, we'll just do this one because it is the last one by Anna. So, hi, love. Hi, darling. How's it going? Now, another way to say that is, how are things? Or what's going on? Very well. And you? How is work? Not bad. Work is easy at the moment. I hope to return home soon. Can't wait, my love. I have to see some wildlife, animals on the weekend. Sounds perfect. I'll see you soon. Okay, and in number 4, before we look at making these sentences, let's just remember that a subject is I, you, he, she, it, we, they, and we use it with a verb. So I work, I study, I play, I am, you can talk about your name. But a possessive adjective is words like my, your, his, her, its, our, their. And we use it when we talk about a noun. So for example, my dog, my friend, my book, my house, his house, our car. So let's have a look here. We've got what's your name? So when we want to ask someone what their name is, we could say, what's your name? His aunt is French. So we said his because we've got the noun aunt. Remember, that's your auntie, your dad's sister or your mum's sister. They are my cousins. So this is from number 4. The photographer's wife is my best friend. Her mother is from Germany, but she is from Switzerland. So we could see we said her because that's the possessive adjective, because we have a noun, not a verb. So her mother, not she mother. Her mother is from Germany. Okay, so for number 5, we looked at family and words to do with surname. So the surname is Stevenson. So number 1B. So you could say his surname is Stevenson. Relationship. So your relationship means, are you married, single? So you could say relationship, brother. So he has a brother. Okay, 2C for the relationship, brother. An age. He is 28 years old. Age, job. So the job is a teacher. So we can make a sentence. He is a teacher in China, for example. And the country we know is China. So he lives in China, for example. Okay, so we know how to talk about someone's surname using the possessive adjective. This is a verb, so we have to use a subject. He has a brother. And we know when we talk about age, we use the verb to be. So it's not I am, but he is 28. You can put a full stop there, or you could say he is 28 years old. We know that when we talk about a job, so I am a teacher, he is a lawyer, she is a doctor. And we have a subject because we've got the verb. So he lives in China. Okay, if you remember, we looked at some everyday verbs. These are just very basic verbs. You should know what they mean. To have, to speak, to live, and to work. So for example, number 6, 90% of families have a computer in their home. 80% of the population speak English. A lot of people live in apartments, not houses. How many people work in agriculture. So we looked at some family vocab, but let's write the opposite word. So if someone is single, the opposite would be that they're married, or they could be engaged. That means they're not yet married, but they have promised each other. So usually before the marriage, you'll have an engagement party. Is it common in Vietnam, Henry, to have engagement? Okay, cool. So you have engagement. Or you could say in a relationship or a partner. If you have a partner, that means in a relation, like you have, you're with someone. Now, if I said brother, the opposite word is sister. Okay, if I said uncle, the opposite word is auntie. So uncle is the man and auntie is the female. If I said niece, the opposite word is nephew. So if your sister or your brother has a child, if it's a girl, niece, if it's a boy, nephew. And to say hello, the opposite word is goodbye. But it's more common, as I said, it's very formal. We just say bye. Okay, so we know how to use the verb to be before. We looked at, let's go back to the rules before we continue. We know we need to use the verb to be when we talk about our name, our age, our location, nationality, if we're married or single, the time, the weather. Any of these things I must use to be. Remember, it is in the present simple. We can also talk about the past and the future, but we're just in the present. We know how to talk about the possessive adjective and why it's different to the subject. We know how to talk about personal information. So we said before, we had lots of sentences about talking about personal information. You know, his name is Stevenson. He has a brother. He is 28 years old. He is a teacher. He lives in China. This is personal information. This is information about someone. So now you know how to talk information about yourself and information about someone else, maybe your sister, your mother, your friend. So you could say what is their name, what is their age, which country they come from, what do they do for a job, by using the verb to be, am, is, are. And we know how to use these everyday verbs to have, to speak, and to work. Okay, so we have a conversation here. In number 9. Actually, before we do that, we're going to play a little game. So this game is, I'm going to say 3 sentences, and one of them is false. You have to guess which sentence is false. So I'm going to talk about myself. If I said, I love swimming, I have chickens, and I don't eat beef, which one do you think is false? So you think this one is false? Yeah. Which one do you think is not true? Because one of them is a lie. I'm making it up. 2 of them are true. 1 of them is a lie. Which one, Lucy, do you think is a lie in these sentences? So 2 sentences are true about me and 1 is a lie, is false. Which one do you think? Curly? Which one? Which sentence do you think is a lie? Okay, so same as Javiera. Yep. Anyone else? Yeah, maybe this one. So you think I have chickens, but I don't eat beef? So maybe you think I do eat beef? Yeah. The false one is, sorry, this one. I don't eat beef because I do. So this is true. I love swimming. This is true. I have chicken. And this is true. I eat beef. So this one was a false sentence. Okay, so you're going to write 3 sentences for yourself, but one of them is false and we have to guess. Okay, so write 3 information about yourself and we are going to guess which one is fake. Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes. We have a conversation. So we could see in number 9. So the first one is, hi, my name's Rosa. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Rosa. I'm Arnold, and this is my wife, Sonia. Hello, Rosa. Where are you from? I'm from Italy, but I live in France. Are you and Arnold from England? Arnold is, but I'm not. I'm from Scotland. Okay, so for number 9, that was the order of the sentences. So the first one was number 4, and then number 2, 5, 3, 1. So we could see now we know how to meet people. We know how to talk about our name. So you could introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Rosa. We know how to use these expressions like nice to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you. It's very formal, but you could say that it's a pleasure to meet you. You could say, I'm Arnold when you want to introduce someone else, and this is my friend, and this is my boyfriend, whatever. So when you say I am, and then your name, and then you introduce someone else, and this is. And we know how to say, where are you from? That means which country were you born in? Like, where were you raised? Which country do you come from? What is your background? What is your nationality? Where are you from? So it's talking about a country. And we know to use the verb to be. I am from Australia. But maybe you live somewhere else. I'm from Australia. So you would say, I'm from Chile, but I live in Australia now. Here are some other questions. So we know we looked at introducing ourselves, but here I just want to show you some other questions. So you could ask someone, remember, look for the verb to be, because remember, am, is, are. We're practicing asking questions in this present moment. So you can ask someone, if you want, you can repeat after me. How old are your children? What is your favorite sport? What color is your new shoes? Are you American?
Are you American?
How old are you? Are you a teacher? Are you married? Is your wife a lawyer? Where is she from? What is your name? How old is she? And if you have any more different questions, we'll go with Javiera. What's a question you think you can ask someone using the verb to be? So remember, name, age, location, job, nationality, or about a noun, is this your book? Something like that. Yeah, exactly. Are you feeling good? Yeah, or you could say, well, good, because it's using the verb to be. So are you feeling well? Are you feeling good? Good. That's a question asking about someone's health. Are you feeling good? Are you feeling well? Lucy, what's a question you can ask someone using the verb to be? You can ask their name, their job, location, about a noun. Yeah. 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 Yeah, but ask a question. Yeah. So not talk about you, but ask someone information about them. Yeah, how old are you? Yep, good. How old are you? Yep, so we can change this one. How old are you? So I want to know about your age. Good. Henry, what's a question that you can ask someone?
How many people are in the class?
Yeah, good. How many people are in your class? Perfect. Because it's got the verb to be. So how many people are in your class? Curly. Are you from Earth? I like that. Yes. So we capitalize Earth. Are you from Earth? Yeah. Perfect. And Mia. How many children do you have? How many people are in your party? In your party? Yeah, how children? Okay, so for kids. So is this the question? How many children, yeah, are in your party? Okay, but children means like little kids in your party. So children are coming to your party. Is that what you're asking someone?
How many people?
I think people, yeah. How many people are coming to your party? Yeah. So how many people are coming to your party? Yeah, so this one is better because you said your party. So maybe Javiera is having a birthday party. So you could say, how many people are coming to your birthday party, to your party? Okay, good. So that's what we had. So remember, really important. We looked at recapping, which means the review. We know how to introduce ourselves, talk about ourselves. Remember using the verb to be, and we know how to ask a question. Make sure you know how to ask a question. I think everyone was having a little bit of trouble. I'll just give you again really quickly. When you ask a question about someone, you can either start with the verb to be. So are you Maria? Are you 20 years old? Are you single? Are you free? Are you working tonight? Okay, I'm asking someone. Or we can use the W. Why? Like, what is your name? Which country do you come from? When when does your class start? Or when is your class? Where are you going? You know, who is that person? Okay, so we're asking questions. Remember, start with the verb to be or with the 6 W's. Okay, and we know we're asking questions about someone's name, about someone's age, where they are. So are you in class? Are you in the city? About their job? You know, are you studying? Maybe the nationality. Are you from China? Are you married? Is it 6 o'clock? Is it hot outside? So these are why we want to ask someone else about information about them. Not talking about us, but asking. I want to know information about someone. Okay, so that's what we did. A review, really important because you're going to use it in your life. When you go out, you meet people for the first time, you need to introduce yourself, say who you are, where you're from, what do you do? Really important. And, you know, using casual expressions like when someone says something, you need to respond. Oh, wow, that's nice. Wow, that's great. Sounds great. That's lovely. That's nice. How interesting. Okay, so also responding to someone. and then asking them questions. Okay, so that's all we had for introducing ourselves and introducing someone else, or talking about our families, which is always interesting, and we always need to do it in life. Okay, so that's all for this lesson.